Hello and welcome. My name is Tom Shima, and today is Thursday, June 25th. I'm going to be continuing to play the game Persona 3 Reload as a part of my Persona A Day series. That's why I've been playing the game one in-game day at a time, as it lines up with the real calendar. I like to start off by going over what we did yesterday, just to make sure we're all coming into today with the same information. Then we'll get into today's gameplay, see where that takes us. And after that, we'll come back here to the desk and talk about it a little bit more. For any of you watching on YouTube, I will have timestamps in the description in case you want to jump ahead to a specific section. And as I like to warn everyone, this is a full playthrough of the game, so we will be encountering spoilers. Please keep that in mind. Okay then, so let's start off by going over what we did yesterday on Wednesday, June 24th. I was able to walk to school with Junpei. Kind of been a while since we spent the morning before school together, but it was just a nice casual walk. Along the way, he mentioned the fact that he noticed Yukari seemed to be kind of acting odd and really fixated and focused on the information we learned about the shadows from the chairman over the weekend. I'd kind of noticed that as well, and we'd talked about that some ourselves. And so I mentioned as much to Junpei that, yeah, she really did seem to be really focused on that. She was of the side of having what information we did, but realizing how much we still don't really know or understand. And that seemed a little overwhelming to her, just really realizing how much we still don't know. Junpei, being the way he is, kind of went the other direction and said, I'm just not going to worry about it. It's a lot easier to just take it as it comes and not think about that sort of thing. Which isn't necessarily untrue. I kind of think I'm somewhere in the middle of the two of them. I'm probably closer to Yukari's side of things in trying to understand what I can, but there is some level of needing to know the limits of how much you can understand without new information presenting itself. It was an interesting talk with Junpei, though. It was a fun way to start the morning. School itself seemed rather unremarkable after that. The game didn't call anything out, so it felt like a fairly standard day. The kind you like to have in the middle of the week. And from there, it took me to the afternoon. I had all sorts of ideas of what I was thinking about doing. There were a lot of people I haven't seen in a while and kind of wanted to get back in touch with, but I'd received a text from Maiko. The prior time I'd interacted with her, she was considering running away from home, which I did not like. Obviously, not a good thing for an elementary schooler to do. And so when she texted me yesterday about continuing to plan for that runaway, that kind of changed my entire approach to the day, and I figured I had to get in touch with her. So I made my way to the shrine after school. Thankfully, she was there, and she was just reaffirming her plan. She said her parents are still fighting. They still won't explain the whole idea about the divorce to her. She still thinks it's kind of her fault. So she wants to test them by running away. And I tried to kind of dissuade that as best I could. I don't want to back her into a corner and make her think that she can't trust me anymore, because I am on her side, but being on her side, I also want her to be safe, so I'm not going to encourage dangerous behavior. So I just kind of tried to get her to take that step back and, don't do anything rash kind of thing. And she did kind of take that step back and thought about the process of running away. And she thought, okay, I need snacks and my insurance card, and then I should be good to go, right? And trying to get her to just see the scope of such an undertaking as that, I said, that's not going to be enough. And she was annoyed to hear that. It's like, oh, come on, I need more than that? And then she was like, well, maybe I do need my pajamas, and I guess I need my toothbrush. And it kind of got those wheels turning on just how much she would need for something like that. But rather than dissuade her, it actually seems like that determined her even more. She's like, okay, now I've got a game plan. Now I know what to do. And you have to promise not to tell anybody. I've said it before, I'm going to use this information responsibly. If she does something dangerous, then it would be wrong to keep that secret. So my biggest hope, as we talked about yesterday, was that she gets back home and her parents can interject responsibly and correctly and safely for noticing this plan and preempting it before it happens. But there's a lot up in the air that's really out of my control, so I did remain committed to being there for Maiko and whatever happens. And she felt that as well, so we grew a little bit closer as a result, and that took our social link up to rank 6. So we're making really good progress there. It's still concerning to see the direction things might be going, but I'll just keep doing the best I can. I was able to walk her home all the way to her home yesterday, so at least I was responsible there. And I'll just do what I can when next we interact. So after that, I made my way back to the dorm. I didn't really have much of a game plan for the evening. We made it to a good place in Tartarus. We made it to a barrier floor, so there's no further exploring we can do. I'll want to get back there with the team and level up a little bit more before the full moon in a week and a half or so. But last night wasn't really the night for that. And I noticed Akihiko over by the kitchen, and he asked me if I wanted to spend some time doing some food preparation with him. That sounded like a lot of fun, just to kind of get to see something different, see his approach to the culinary arts. So I agreed, and he took me in, and we talked about just making a variety of protein-rich foods. He was going to boil some various things, get them packed up and put in the freezer, and then just they would be on hand and ready whenever we needed them. It seemed like a fairly basic level of food preparation, which seems to be about my character's speed so far at this point. And it was kind of fun to just spend that time with Akihiko and see that his dedicated training mentality carries over to how he approaches food as well. He does want something that tastes good, but he seems to be very much about the utility of it. It's good protein, it's readily accessible. If I prepare it ahead of time now, then I can just grab it when I need it. And that really fit his overall impression that I got from him so far. So it was kind of fun to actually have a hand in that and see the approach to it and to gain some new culinary skills. And he even shared some of the food that we prepared with me, so that was an added bonus. But it was just a lot of fun, and he seemed to think so too, because he said, this was great. It was a lot easier with a second pair of hands. We should do this again sometime and maybe try something a little more advanced. So I think I will take him up on that offer sometime in the future. But it was just a nice, relaxing way to spend the evening, and I learned a bit from it too, so a win-win. But I headed upstairs after that, feeling accomplished, ready for bed. And so I got to sleep at a good hour to rest up for Thursday. So that was how that day ended. Takes us into today. I'm going to try my best to make it another good one. I'll get us over to the game. We'll see how it goes. Okay. So this is where we were finishing off with our cooking. He gave me an Iron Athlete meal as my portion of the preparation, so that was cool. I actually didn't check its stats to know what it does yet, so we'll see how that looks. Sounds good.
I know your diet is important for building a strong body, but I'll admit, I'm not much of a cook. I could use your help again sometime, if you don't mind. I might be able to try something more elaborate with your help.
So yeah, that sounds like a lot of fun going forward in the future. Figure I'll let the scene play out like it finished off yesterday. But it was a good introduction to it. It wasn't anything that was overwhelming yesterday. I didn't feel like I was just buried in techniques or different types of food that I didn't understand. It's like we boiled chicken, we boiled broccoli, I think it was. We prepared it in portions and we froze it. So, a good entry-level approach to the kitchen back here.
Maybe I should buy some pig's feet. I hear they're rich in collagen.
But yeah, that was a fun evening. And again, just nice to spend time with the team, doing things not just fighting shadows. So here we are coming into Thursday the 25th. We've caught up with the real calendar.
And that's how it's done.
We're starting off right in class today. A little different from normal. We're not walking to school. We're not eavesdropping on other students. We've got Mr. Takenozuka here teaching us. Everyone understand the Lorentz force and left-hand rule? Then I'm erasing the board. Hopefully all of you have been taking notes, because it might be on the exam in 2 weeks. Feels like we just had exams, but we have an exam in 2 weeks in bright red letters there. So that's definitely something to not get too far out of our mind. And that's interesting too, as I think about an exam in 2 weeks, I look up at the moon phase in the upper right corner there, and our limit is 12 days. So we are just shy of 2 weeks until the full moon. So it's kind of going to be that collision of all sorts of things to prepare for, which I really need to keep in mind over these next 12 days to take the best advantage of the time I've got. My shoulders feel lighter than usual today. I can even erase the top of the blackboard with ease. Perhaps it's because I went to the bathhouse yesterday. I had a nice long massage in the whirlpool bath.
So...
Which brings me to my next question. When streams of air bubbles from whirlpool hit you, your body vibrates, yes? There's actually a name for this phenomenon. Yukari, perhaps you know what it is?
What?
Dude, how would I know? Hey, you got any ideas, Tom? Not off the top of my head, I don't. It was kind of nice for a while there, not having any questions in class. I got lucky the other day on a math question. I'm kind of feeling the same way on the spot as I did on Monday, or whatever day that was, of not really having an idea. So maybe once I see these multiple choices, it'll stand out to me a bit more. What's it called when the air bubbles in a whirlpool bath hit you and make your body vibrate? I don't think it's the anchor effect. I mean, of these two, I lean more towards the flutter effect than the bubble jet phenomenon. I could see bubble jet actually being where they're going because it is talking about the whirlpools from a type of bath like that, but I wonder if it's more of a general concept that would come from more than just specifically bubble jets. And I guess technically, for all I know, anchor effect could be some, convoluted name for it, with some historical significance or initial experiment that discovered the phenomenon. But I'm gonna go with the flutter effect.
You got it.
Okay. Oh, I suppose you already knew. That's right, the answer is indeed the flutter effect. Every time I can get past these, this is that sigh of relief because I'm not using any sort of guides or walkthroughs on this, so I am in the moment trying to answer these questions. And I mean, it's not as stressful as if I were actually in a classroom trying, but it is still kind of being on the spot for these sorts of things and trying to talk my logic through and hoping there's actual logic there and it's not just words flowing together. But I will also, as I've said before, acknowledge the aspect of luck as well. If I didn't have those three choices, I'm definitely not going to say I would have gotten flutter effect out of that. But I've also said before, however you get it right, that's nothing to look negatively on. So I'm happy. Flutter refers to the small vibrations generated by interactions between airflow and other forces. And yeah, that's kind of why I thought of the flutter effect rather than the water jet, the third answer there. I kind of figured it was going to be a little bit more generalized than that. Or I hoped it was anyway. It's not just whirlpool baths that have the benefits. Do you ever feel itchy after taking a regular bath? It's said taking a warm bath can improve blood circulation throughout the body. And as the body warms up, the blood vessels dilate, flushing your body of toxins all at once. Heat can stimulate the secretion of histamine, which often makes the body itch. Hot baths may feel marvelous, but it's best to take them in moderation. Lukewarm water, on the other hand, helps cleanse the skin. Ahem. I disagree. I digress. Now then, let's get back to class. Open your books to page 8. Man, now I want to try taking a dip in a whirlpool bath. Think we could ask Kirijo-senpai for one in the dorm? We could ask her, but I think we both know how she's going to respond. Shima-kun gave him the answer just now. He must be really smart. I'm glad that was their takeaway from it, because once again, this was luck and kind of narrowing a process of elimination. But it worked out. I can hear my classmates whispering. I've become slightly more popular. Alright. Nice to make some social stat progress early on in the day here. Level up both charm and courage earlier in the week, so again, it's going to be a little while before we see those numbers change again, but every point forward is another point closer. And kind of like I said last time too, answering a question correctly in class makes me feel more like I actually earned that point. It wasn't just me going to play at the arcade or read manga with Junpei. I worked for it, and there was a very real chance that I wouldn't have succeeded there, and I wouldn't have gotten that point. And it would have been one of those lost to me forever sorts of things. We've had that happen a few times already in this playthrough, and I imagine it will happen again going forward. I'll do my best to avoid that, but reality being what it is. But yeah, I mean, I just feel like I put in some amount of mental gymnastics there and was thankfully rewarded for it. And classes have ended for today. Oh. Let's see how this day goes. Get the game saved up. Alright, we've got Chihiro here saying hello. I'm sorry to keep asking this way, but you have some time to spare for me? I'll be waiting to hear from you. Oh, Suimitsu, emergency. We have an SOS here. Suffering of starvation. Gourmet friends, assemble. I haven't spent much time with Suimitsu in a while. It might be good to see him again. Kenji here. Hey, you're free, right? Let's hang out. But I'm not going to commit to any of them because I can see other options out there as well. Get Miyamoto and the track team over my shoulder here. Ooh, I haven't talked to Junpei here, so let's see what he's got to say. I just saw Sanada-san. He had a weird look on his face. Maybe his training isn't going so well? Yeah, right. Interesting. I wonder what that could be about. Although I think it's probably... the only other thing we've seen other than the cooking thing, which was technically not guaranteed to have happened at this point in the story, was his meeting with Shinjiro. Aragaki the other day at Wakatsu Kitchen. No, at Hagakure Ramen. He was trying to convince him to come and use his power to help out with something. Again, there were a lot of details that we as the player character don't know at this point, so I'll be a little vague as well, but it sounded like those negotiations didn't go well, so I could see that being something that's on his mind right now. And there's Chihiro down the hall. Wouldn't be bad to see her again. There's Keisuke Hiraga, the president of the art club down there. That, again, would be another fun use of my time. We've also got the earnest student here. I could see the new text option from a ways away. You know how you use rubbing alcohol for science experiments? Well, I heard there's a teacher who drinks it, saying it's as good as regular alcohol. But that can't be good for you. I wouldn't try it if I were you. Believe me, it's not worth it. That makes me sound like she has tried it, but as should be obvious to all of us, that's not the right... I wouldn't recommend it either. I can't say that I have tried it, but I don't have any plans to try it. I don't think you guys should either. Take a look on the persimmon tree here and just see nobody has anything else to say. But hearing more about that from the elderly couple the other day and just figuring out why it's so important to them, that was nice to have that new information for us. It looks like things are pretty much as they always are at school here, which kind of stands to reason. It's a Thursday. It's late in the month. We're coming into the end of June already, which is wild to say. July's right around the corner. I mean, exams are in 2 weeks. Haven't actually looked at our calendar in a while. Let's take a peek at that. Yeah, there's not a whole lot on the month of June here, but turning the page here. Oh, okay, they're going to be finals. The 14th through the 18th. Looks like 1 week after Operation Day on our full moon there. So that's a little bit of prep time, at least. And we do need to remember, I need to remember especially, that typical club activities like the track team, the fashion club, the art club, they don't meet the week before exams. So that might need to factor into my consideration for how to spend some of the time leading up to that. It wouldn't have to, but again, just kind of, I want to use my time as efficiently and properly as possible to interact with everybody around. Kind of why I'm taking that walk off into town here today. Port Island Station's right here. We can stop in and do our usual. We're seeing more of the apathy syndrome people around, but I've already voiced their dialogue, so I won't subject you guys to that again today, unless we see somebody that I'm sure is new. The School of No Wonders showing a screenshot today. Could work on my courage. Yeah, with my social skills, I do want to prioritize courage for the moment. Well, actually, I was thinking about courage, but now that I say that, we were just talking about exams in 2 weeks. Maybe it would be good to try to get some more academic progress under my belt. I'll think about that as we get closer. I mean, again, it's one of those, neither is the wrong choice because I need progress in both, but wandering aimlessly isn't usually the best way to get to a specific destination. It might take you somewhere fun, though, so there are times for it, but if you do want to end up somewhere, aimless isn't always the best way. Great week, Cat. Mew indeed. And tomorrow I can harvest the tomatoes that are on the rooftop garden. I've already got something to plant in their place, but there's that and the kitchen. It's the 30th. They're going to clear out the refrigerator, so I need to be ready to get that lukewarm taiyaki in there because that's just kind of become some personal quest to see what will happen when I get that in there. There's Suimitsu, so I might consider spending some time with him. There's the thought of spending some time with the art club as well, especially like I was just talking about clubs not meeting the week leading up to exams. Let's take a look here. There shouldn't hopefully be anybody missing. We already rescued the one. Yep. That's what you like to see. Stopping to see Officer Kurosawa here. Officer Kurosawa, thank you for taking care of everything, keeping us all safe. for helping out with our team here. We wouldn't be as successful as we are without you. So thank you very much.
All done here?
I am. We've already geared up with everything he has on offer right now, so just here to say hi.
Be seeing you.
Yeah, say of the people we've seen, there was the art club, there was the track team, there was Suimitsu that were kind of vying for my plan for the afternoon, which I don't think we looked at how everybody else spent their time either. There was Chihiro as well, yes. So yeah, I mean, you know, the vast majority of people went social links again, as one would kind of expect at this point. So, social link level-wise, it wouldn't be bad to catch up with Tomochika again and get him up closer to everybody else, the same with Chihiro. Suimitsu here, he's the lowest of them all, level 1, right along with Farosh, the mysterious boy, but we have a little less agency over him right now. I'm thinking between the art club and Suimitsu here. And if anything, actually talking that out now between those two and knowing that exams are coming, maybe it is better to look at the things that need to be done at school when there's time at school. Especially considering those were finals, so I believe we're probably on some sort of break after that. Yeah, I guess I can't read too far ahead there, but yeah, maybe I should do the things that can be done at school. It will be fun too to see the art club and to see Fuka there. I don't have a fortune persona with me, which is unfortunate. I do have a moon persona, which would be Suimitsu. Something I just like to think that if he's out and around in the summer, we might have more time to spend with him over summer break. So maybe making more time for activities at school would be the better way to go. See, I don't have Justice either. I was thinking I could spend time with Chihiro. But I do have that one spot. I want to stop in and say hi to Igor and Elizabeth in person anyway, so maybe I will pick up a fortune persona and we'll head to the art club. That sounds like fun.
Marvelous.
I can sense that the power growing within you stems from the bonds you have forged and nurtured. Here, it may not be much, but this is my gift to you. Please accept it. 2 more Twilight fragments. Very nice. Thank you, Elizabeth.
Forward to it.
I still cannot foresee the limits of your potential. I look forward to witnessing you grow even further.
Here are my requests.
Yep, still good there.
Very well then.
So yeah, let's head inside. I could take a look and see what I could fuse, but
Welcome to the Velvet.
with everything I've already got on hand, there are so many corresponding persona for other social links that, you know, getting rid of 2 to make 1 could be
Now then.
Well,
a similar detriment, I guess. I could make a Justice persona. That would take my Emperor or my Magician or my Chariot and my Hierophant. Priestess, I don't have a Priestess social link yet, so I wouldn't miss either of those.
all the time you need
It
to
would be a new
consider.
persona. Well, I still think, for now I'm going to summon. I'm going to go for the Fortune. It's a lower level, so it'll be nice to get that a little closer to in line with everybody else. 7,500 yen, it's not that bad. It's a good level 20 persona that can be used to fuse other things.
This persona, yes?
So yeah, so I will take Sandman, thank you.
So you'll be summoning this one? May it be your inner strength.
Igor, Elizabeth, thank you again for your help. I really appreciate it, and I'll talk to you when I do.
We look forward to your next visit.
Nice to just have a chance to talk with them, and to actually have a reason to be there today, too, rather than just kind of busying myself with their free time. It's like I was actually there for something. I'm sure they don't really mind me visiting, or if they do, they're very nice about it, and they haven't told me they'd mind yet. Our constant reminder about how hot it's getting from the pharmacy here. And I'm still good on medicine, so I'm just here to say hi to the pharmacist. Thank you for keeping his eye on everybody, and just letting him know that I'll continue to count on him just like before.
You got everything you need?
I do. Thank you very much.
Thanks.
So let's head back. Yeah. Let's stop at Game Parade and check out the games. Take a walk through there on our way back. I've got High School of Youth to work on my charm, and Punch Boxer to work on a Persona strength. Both fun options, but not for this afternoon. We'll unwind and relax a bit here at the Naganaki Shrine before heading back to school. Maybe it'll give me some inspiration for the art projects we're working on. So, a few calming deep breaths here. All right. Everybody good and relaxed? Let's continue on with our day then. Nice to have time after school too, to get out and do a few things before I'm working my way back here. I didn't stop at the Iwatodai Mall today, but I could make my way back there. I'm trying to get a little bit better about that. I mean, I see a lot of the regular places every day anyway, but there's technically nothing that says I need to go there every day, so I guess there's always tonight too. I might be able to stop out and see that area of town in the evening. Let's catch up with Keisuke Hiraga and the art club today. Last time we interacted, it was my first real meeting with the club after signing up. It was a lot of fun. We spent the day sketching something, it appeared. And after the fact, we were walking out of the club, and Fuka mentioned having a headache. And Hiraga here really stepped up and was trying to diagnose the exact specifics. Where does it hurt? How much does it hurt? How long has this been going on? And he was able to really closely assess what was happening with her. It turns out he comes from some level of medical background. His family has some role in some level of medicine, and seems like a lot of that has rubbed off on him. He's probably grown up around that, so he's got an eye for that sort of thing. He'd mentioned it was probably likely a stress headache and to just get home and take it easy. But another student from the club mentioned that he takes that sort of thing really seriously, and this is a common habit of his, so it was nice to see a different side of him. Not that I've seen too many sides of him yet, but that he cares about the club that much, that he can balance art and other aspects of study. Let's see what the game reminds us for what happened last time. Fuka wasn't feeling well, so Hiraga looked into it for her. Being the only child of the head of a large hospital, he seemed eager to help those in need. Okay, yeah. Only child, the head of a large hospital. That kind of puts better context than my description. So yes, let's spend some time today.
How are you doing?
Oh, Shima-kun. I just got here myself. I like how he says that, even though we saw him down the hall before I made my way into town. But I just got here myself. Are you going to be at the art club today? I've got Sandman with me. I want to spend some time, so this sounds like a lot of fun. Let's go. Great. Looking forward to seeing you there. Oh yeah, that reminds me. I let the club advisor know about you. The scratching of pencils echoes throughout the art room. One of those great descriptive lines that you can really just close your eyes and envision, especially if I wasn't talking. Just hearing that sound of the pencil scratch throughout the room. Could be soothing, I guess it could be anxiety-inducing for some, but for right now I feel the soothing side of it more than anything. It's been so fun that the hours flew by.
Everyone, attention please.
Nice to see our club advisor.
I have an announcement regarding the recent Bay Area Art Contest.
Oh?
Hiraga-kun's painting was selected for consideration in the final round.
Amazing. Congratulations, Hiraga.
Wow.
Your piece was really good. You might even win.
Well, that's cool. I mean, I knew he was the president because I met him the very first day, and he welcomed me in and said that you don't need to be an expert in art to join the club. And he said that, even I'm still learning a lot about it, so that apparently was just modesty if he's able to succeed in an art competition like this. Really cool, too, to see that his title of president is well-deserved, and that he also is just as skilled at art as he apparently is at medicine.
Please, it's all thanks to my paintbrush. I was lucky to use my dad's quality raccoon hair one.
Interesting. So his dad's got a quality paintbrush. And a lot of art is beyond the tools. Good tools help, but a lot of that is the individual, so I can kind of see him downplaying himself here, and like, oh no, I was just fortunate. I had the good tools. But there's a lot of that a talented person with bad tools can make a lot of quality stuff. Good tools doesn't necessarily make a good artist. I'm not one to talk because I can appreciate art from a distance, but I don't really have any real knowledge there.
It really helped apply the paint to the canvas. So I'm sure that's the only reason the judges even noticed.
I've got to praise this as talent. I mean, I see it more as modesty, so I really don't want to, especially as the new guy that hasn't even seen the painting, say, oh yeah, you got lucky. I mean, it was fortunate, but I feel like lucky kind of implies that it was unearned success almost, and I don't think that was the case. Everybody else seemed to agree that they've seen it and it was a quality piece, so I've got to acknowledge that as well. You've got talent.
Thank you.
It might still ring a little hollow since I didn't see the piece, but just the way he carries himself and the knowledge he already seems to have conveyed to me suggests that there is definitely a love of art, and with it, talent that comes alongside that. I'm glad he took the compliment.
I've only been painting for about 2 years now, so I never imagined my piece would go so far.
It's gotta be a good feeling. He likes what he does, and other people were able to see that passion in what he was able to make. It's just that perfect storm of success.
You should have more confidence in yourself. You've been practicing so hard.
She's right. Everyone knows how late you stay.
Thanks, guys. But I should be supporting all of you, not the other way around.
I disagree. I mean, I'm definitely glad to have his support, and he is the club president, so perhaps there is a different role for him, but we're all part of the same art club, so we definitely want to celebrate his successes, no matter, which member of the club he is. I'm sure he would be the first one to champion Fuka or I if we were doing well in a competition, so it should only be fair that we respond in kind to him.
I'm sorry. I should be setting a better example for new members like you.
Placing in the final of an art competition sounds like a good example to set for the art club. I know that I can talk to Keisuke Hiraga about art questions I have now, too. He'll probably still play modest on these things, but he's obviously got skills to back that up, and I would trust any advice he was able to give me, so this just kind of further proves I've got a good resource for someone I can talk to about this field, and to make my time here at the club more fun, more worthwhile. And yeah, I'm excited for that.
I may not be much of an artist or a leader, but I hope we can keep working to improve our skills together.
I look forward to it. I can feel a sense of solidarity with Hiraga. I feel like we're becoming better friends. And I kind of feel that level of solidarity as well, because I have sometimes had similar challenges taking compliments from other people. And like, oh no, that was just because I was part of a good team, or it was thanks to this or that. So I'm just as guilty of times like that too. And people told me you need to learn how to take a compliment. So yeah, but his approach isn't totally lost on me, so I can, again, feel that level of connection beyond just the wanting to be a better artist. I do feel like we're becoming better friends. So there we go. That is rank 3 in the Fortune Arcana, the Art Club, and Keisuke Hiraga. That felt like a fun afternoon. I mean, the game talked about how the time flew by and the Art Club side of it. And again, kind of like last time, getting to see another side of Keisuke. This time more in line with the art club side of things and his skill with art. But it was really cool that he was able to succeed at something like that, and I was able to voice my appreciation for his talents as well.
I've come this far. I might as well continue this for as long as I can.
Absolutely.
Oh, look at the time. Time to head home, everyone.
I cleaned up and went back to the dorm.
How do I convince him?
This is kind of cool because so often when I have we've seen the social link advance and I said I'm headed back to the dorm, it's like usually that's where the book closes and that chapter is done. But every once in a while we do get these little like bonus scenes, so that's kind of cool to have here. And it's almost feels like that cliffhanger side of things when I hear a line like, "How do I convince him?" Because obviously this is something Keisuke knows. He knows who this him is, and I don't need to know because he's talking to himself. But again, that's just that good writing. It's not like they're really beating me over the head with how do I convince this person whose name is this of this thing that I'm trying to convince them of.
Why am I?
I was so focused on Hiraga here that I didn't even really paying attention to the guy by the shoe lockers there.
I feel kind of weak.
Your breathing is impaired, and your lips are pale. Did you get enough sleep last night? And what do you usually have for lunch?
Now that I think about it, I didn't eat breakfast today.
Just like last time with Fuka, Hiraga here seems really almost like a different person when he steps into these medical roles. He seems so modest and laid back when he's talking about things like art, but here he takes charge and just, right away he acts. He seems confident in his abilities. He knows what questions to ask.
I see. Just as I thought. Looks like anemia. Probably from an unbalanced diet. It must be all the fast food. I recommend adding more shellfish to your diet like oyster and abalone. They're packed with iron and easy to cook.
This is another one of those, almost kind of a hard one for me to come up with the way I want to answer it. I mean, there's probably a right or a wrong answer, but I do want to praise his good work. It sounds like a reasonable diagnosis to me. I don't really have any way to vet the validity of it, but it sounds good. And I don't know how much he wants to be praised for that. I mean, it was the same with his art. Was he just going to try to downplay this and say, oh, anybody would have figured this out? But I don't want to really feed into anxiety either and, ask, will he be okay? I want to trust Hiraga here. He seems like he knows what he's talking about. So doubting him here is not really what I want to do. So I guess I will praise him. He was able to step in and help out this guy in need. Good work, Doc Jr. Even saying it out loud, though, that kind of feels like he's trapped in somebody else's shadow. Still, I'm going to go with the praise side of things and congratulate him.
Don't call me that.
That's tough with that look. I'm not sure if that's modesty or if that hit a nerve I didn't want to hit. Hopefully it's the former, not the latter.
This is just common sense. Being the son of a doctor doesn't have anything to do with it.
That's a fair point. I worried about that being the direction it was taken. And,
I'll take him to the nurse's office. You guys should head on home.
Okay, well, I parted ways with Hiraga and went back to the dorm. Kind of wish he was a little more positive at the end there, but maybe the outcome would have been similar either way. Either way, I guess it's good the student's okay, and I'm glad that Hiraga was there to step in and help out. Personal feelings aside, all the important stuff was handled properly. And maybe I got to walk back to the dorm with Fuka here, so that would be kind of nice too. So that was the afternoon.
Oh, it's you. Welcome back.
Welcome back. Don't really see anybody here. I mean, I see everybody here, but nobody's got any of those special interaction icons above their head today, so guess I'll head upstairs, put my bag away, and see how I want to spend the evening. Ooh, there's Fuka. That might be a fun way to spend some time. See what I can read with her. It's been fun reading manga with Junpei. She's mentioned liking manga, but I probably won't be so lucky as to be able to read manga with her as well. But the bag is put away. A burden off my shoulder here. Just one ad tonight. Limited set meal today. Today we're serving up our special limited dish, only for our regulars. A full course seafood set meal, available at a reasonable price. We hope you will all try it. Remember, a healthy brain stems from healthy food. Wakatsu's got your back. That wouldn't be a bad way to spend the evening trying to gain some academic progress. Talked about that and getting ready for exams. I don't want to let that go for too long and just kind of rely on the knowledge I've already got. let's stop up and take a look at the tomatoes as well. They should be ready tomorrow. I can see the stars. If I head back downstairs to talk to Fuka, that could be kind of fun too. Tomatoes are looking good. One more day to let them grow. Nice starry night. I'll stop in here and get cleaned up. Head downstairs and talk to people, and then I'll just take a stroll around and see what else catches my attention beforehand, or if anything else does. A good chance I'll try to make my way back to the dorm and spend some time with Fuka, but who knows? Speaking of who knows, how did everybody else spend their night? 6% of people found a social link I haven't unlocked yet. 3% went to Tartarus. Everybody else did daily life things. So, some good options there. Of the daily life things, reading with Fuka sounds like a lot of fun. Tartarus wouldn't be bad, but like before, we're at a barrier floor, so there's no further climbing progress I can make. Some leveling progress won't be bad before the full moon. I want to just take that stroll around town, because maybe I can see this Mutatsu people, or the people I've been spending time with. Haven't noticed him before, but as I've seen the name come up more and more, I don't want to miss out on something I could be enjoying. Akihiko, here he is again, hard at work, doing the preparation side of things, kind of like cooking yesterday. Putting the time in ahead of time means you're prepared when the moment calls for it. You always seem so unbothered. Do you just have no regrets or something? Ah, sorry. I was just curious. I didn't mean anything by it. Yeah, our character does kind of seem to have that aloof, just take it all as it comes sort of vibe. He's just got his hands in his pockets, nice and casual here. If only Akihiko could hear some of the internal monologues and the voices I've given my thought process, he would know that I'm not as unbothered as the character presents himself. Mitsuru.
That reminds me.
Even though there's time until the next full moon, we'd best use that time wisely. Of course, training in Tartarus is one way to prepare. Whenever you're inclined to do so, do not hesitate to ask me to join you. I'll be glad to count on you. Let's see what's on TV. Wedding planners working hard to bring about eternal love. But the divorce rate is still on the rise. That's an oddly fitting news headline story to see after spending time with Maiko the last, a couple times the last week or so. Studies show that 1 out of every 5 newlyweds will divorce within the year. That concludes our special report. Coming up next, the news. Again, not the cheeriest topic, but oddly fitting for the story beats we've seen. Yep, I'm not seeing any social link markers above anything here, so I don't think I'm missing something I have access to. I just think I need to keep an ear to the ground to see what sort of access I can get. I remember you, Apathy Syndrome Man. I have already talked to you. Some good places I could eat. Wakatsu Kitchen would be good to do a few more times as we get closer to exams for that academic progress. That cafe probably still doesn't have anything new, but it's one more place to stop this evening in my tour of the city. Yep, nothing new to buy. Looks like everything is looking pretty normal here. I'll head across the street and then we'll head over to the Polonia Mall. Nobody here really seems to don't want my attention, so I'll leave everybody to their evening. Because I could have taken the train proper from there, but the exit over here will work just as well. I already spent some time with Igor and Elizabeth, so I'm good there. I've talked to these Apathy Syndrome sufferers, so I guess Club Escapade is really all that's calling for me tonight. Looking good in here too, enjoying the beat. A nice high vantage point up here to see the different colored lights. Probably want to again stay out of the way of all the couples up here, but I've said it before, I'll probably say it plenty more, but this is always just kind of a fun place to be this playthrough because it was the first thing I really worked on with my social skills. The game told me I needed that second level of courage to be brave enough to come in here, and so that informed my use of some of the earlier weeks of the game. And that was that first big thing that I unlocked. I got confident enough to come in here, and so I still think about that every time we walk in on our evening tours. But with that, I think I'm gonna head back to the dorm. Getting to spend some time with Fuka sounds like a lot of fun. Hopefully she thinks so too. I remember I encountered her on Sunday down in the lounge area here, and she was sitting on the computer, or on the couch here with her laptop. And it looked like it was just like the perfect setup. She had the room to herself, everybody else was out. And I almost felt guilty to even talking to her because she just had it all set up the way I think she wanted it. And she just had like the perfect setup. So hopefully, where I'm going with that is hopefully she doesn't mind me trying to insert myself in her free time up here as well. Hopefully it's not one of those, I just kind of wanted to peruse the books here at my own pace and enjoy them on my own time. But I guess you're welcome to join me here. Not that Fuka would be dismissive like that, but I'm sure she would invite me along, and hopefully it's one of those genuine invites and not just like, you're here, do you want to join me? I don't want to be an imposition, I guess. But I do want to spend some time with Fuka. Yes? Can I help you? What are you doing?
Hi.
Do you like to read books, Shima-kun? You see, there's this near-future sci-fi series that was popular a while back. I found it at a used bookstore and bought the whole series, but it's been sitting on my shelf for a long time. I only started reading it after moving into the dorm, and it's really interesting. Sounds like a fun topic. Ooh, nice. Reading sci-fi novels with Fuka could help with my academics. That's really fitting. I was talking about that earlier with exams coming up. If I can get the bonus of working on my academics, spending time with Fuka, and reading a book series I haven't read on a topic that sounds fun, is there any better way to spend the evening right now? Nothing else on my current plate seems to stand out in anything like this, so this sounds perfect.
Hi.
Her hi there makes me think I was like too in my head for that moment there. It's like, she told me about the book series, then I just stared blankly for a minute. She's like, hi, hello, yes. You're still here? Okay, if you're interested, would you like to read the first book? I would love that. That sounds like a lot of fun. Let's read together.
All right.
Glad to hear it. Okay, good. That wasn't one of those reluctant invites. She seems genuinely glad. Glad to hear it. Okay, I'll go get them from my room. Very cool.
Do you read a lot of science fiction novels like this?
Yeah, I mean, I enjoy the topic here and there. I can't say that I'm a connoisseur of the genre. So again, like I've said before in some of these questions, I would much rather be honest than to pretend I'm something I'm not and have a follow-up question reveal my lie. But I do enjoy one here and there.
I wonder what that exactly means. The core fan base for the sci-fi genre can get pretty picky. It's the ones who answer like you that turn out to be the hardcore fans.
Perhaps. I do want to acknowledge more of a limitation of my knowledge on the subject than a hardcore fan side of it. But maybe like she says, maybe that is that distancing myself from it so that I can avoid those questions, maybe.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt while you were reading.
That's a fun question to add to be posed. I'd kind of like to throw it back at her and see what her stance is on it.
If you don't mind, can you let me know your thoughts once you finish it?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't notice the time.
That's a sign you're enjoying yourself, right? Where you just, you get lost in the pages. You can totally see the world and the characters in it, and it's like you're there. And all of a sudden you look up and hours have passed. It's like, there's no way it's already this late. It can't be. That clock's got to be wrong. I've only been reading for a half hour or so. It hasn't been 2 hours. But here we are.
How far did you get? Wow, you've read that much already?
That's most things about a good book, too. It's like, the pages just keep flying. You want to see what happens next. It's like, I'll stop here. Oh, well, one more chapter, a few more pages. I can't stop now. Not after the captain was captured by the... Yeah, a well-written book really just drags you in, and you want to just keep going.
I made a lot of progress too. Was I more focused than usual, or...?
And I wonder if the act of reading together, kind of like that, almost subconsciously motivates you. You hear the pages turn from across the room, and you're both just kind of in the zone there, subconsciously motivating each other. I feel like my academics have improved thanks to the skillful expression of the writing. I like that, a skillful expression of the writing. That would be another reason why time flew by as we were reading it, too. It's like it was a well-written book that drew you in, and it was just... You didn't want to put it down. And to actually get some academic progress from it as well, show some potentially good world building if I can apply what was there to other aspects of my life academically. But more social skill progress. Still sitting at 3, but it would be nice to get that one up to 4 with everything else. Especially if I could do that before exams. That would be kind of a good mid-range goal. It's, 2 weeks out. So, not actually a lot of time, but I guess I can't add too many goals to my plate. If I want to work on my courage and my academics and my charm, it's like, well, then you don't have a goal. But maybe I should look more academically until we get past exams, just to be as ready as I can be. As Mitsuru was saying earlier, too, taking an earlier start to these things is only to my benefit.
If you don't mind, do you think we could read here again sometime?
I would love that invite, and I'm glad that she brought it up because it was a lot of fun tonight, and I'm glad she wants to do it again too, but we can absolutely do this again sometime.
I used to think reading was only a solo activity, but now I think reading with someone helps me immerse myself deeper into the fictional world.
It did kind of seem like that was what they were going for with tonight's back and forth.
I'm here whenever I can spare the time, so come by if you can. I'd be happy to have you.
Thank you so much, Fuka. I would love that opportunity.
All right, that's enough for today. Good night.
Good night. That was a lot of fun. It looks like that's the end of the day. And it was a good day. Let's head back to the desk and talk about it. We'll be right there. Okay, here we are. So that was the end of Thursday, June 25th, and it was another great day. Got to start the day right off the bat at school, in not always my favorite way, being put on the spot with a question. But thankfully, in talking it out, I was able to spend a little more time on it than probably necessary, but I was able to make it to the right answer about the phenomenon of the feeling of the vibrations in the body in a water jet whirlpool bath idea. It was the flutter effect. It was nice to be able to correctly answer that. I think I gained some charm progress as a result, but just nice to, again, earn that point. I talked about it in the moment as well, and I really did have to have those wheels turning in my brain to try to end up there, even knowing the 3 choices I had to pick from. And some of it was luck, so it wasn't just like, oh, I know that one. There have been a couple questions this playthrough so far that I have known the answer to, but this was not one of them. And to know that exams are coming in 2 weeks, that was reminded as well. So that's going to further, I guess, not make me pay more attention in class, but to be more conscious of the discussions of topics that are going on in class. Especially coming off of the midterms, where it was kind of revealed that sometimes they will take some of the questions that we've heard in class and reword them slightly. Rather than, what year did this happen? It's, in this year, what was the name of the event that happened, sort of thing. It's the same question, but spun around slightly differently. So just, more things to be conscious of getting close. But yeah, like I said, we did hear about exams coming up in 2 weeks, so that will be definitely something to keep preparing for. It's good to have that preemptive knowledge now. There's going to be a lot happening in the next 12 or so days. We've got the full moon and then the exams right after that. So a lot to get ready for. I made my way around town like I do after that, saw the sights, picked up another copy of Sandman from the Velvet Room, because I wanted to spend some time with the art club. That was also kind of a byproduct of knowing about exams coming up, and the fact that club activities don't run the week before or the week of exams. So I kind of want to use the time now while I've got it to spend time with the people that I won't be able to spend time with for the next couple weeks. It was nice to get to the art club. It sounded like, time flew by again just like last time. We all had a lot of fun. Got to meet the club advisor after the club meeting ended up, and she mentioned that Hiraga, the club president, was actually, He'd submitted a piece of art to the Bay Area Art Competition, and his piece was selected for judgment in the finals. So that was really amazing to hear. The whole club congratulated him. And he kind of downplayed it himself and said, oh, it was just I used a good brush. I was fortunate. It wasn't really my skill. It was just the tools I used. But I congratulated him as well, and he seemed genuinely happy to hear that, so I was glad about that. But it was really cool to hear about that accomplishment and see that he's got skill in art as well as medicine. I knew he had some level of medicine background from what we had interacted last week with him. But his title as the club president is definitely not an unearned one. He seems to know his stuff, even though he downplays the fact that he's only been studying art for 2 years. It's 2 years more than I've been studying it, so I can definitely count on him if I have questions about art. And so we got a little bit closer there. It was nice to see that social link improve another level. And I kind of thought that was going to be the end of it, but as we were leaving, there was a student by the shoe lockers who had collapsed to the floor, and Keisuke stepped up and kind of went into that doctor mode again. He was able to diagnose the student, asked him some leading questions to figure out some information, and figured that his short-term and long-term diet might have contributed to some amount of anemia. And it was nothing super threatening, but he was going to get him over to the nurse to get him safely checked out. And I congratulated him and called him Doc Jr., which he kind of didn't have the best look on his face. He said, don't call me that. And I didn't really take that as much of a jest. He kind of, that came across to me like that was a genuine, don't call me that. That's not how I want to be known. And he kind of said, that just because my parents are in medicine doesn't mean that that's my field as well, which is definitely fair, and it's a good distinction to point out. And I, looking back, was kind of in the wrong for just throwing it out there like that. So, lesson learned, hopefully, for next time. And he didn't seem mad about it. It was just kind of one of those slight reprimands, I guess. The kind of thing where I'm walking away kind of feeling like, man, I said the wrong thing. Not in a bad way. He wasn't mad about it, and I don't feel like it hurt our relationship any, but just from an interpersonal thing and in my own, head dialogue, it's like that looking back, I should have said the other thing. That's how it goes sometimes. And we're no worse off for it, so I'm not going to let it bother me too much. But like I say, yeah, we improved our social link rank, and that was where we parted ways. So I headed back to the dorm. Not a whole lot of a plan for the evening, other than probably not doing Tartarus because we were at a barrier floor. So I headed up, checked on the tomatoes that I can harvest tomorrow. I forgot to stop by the kitchen, though. That was one thing I've been trying to be better about as we're getting closer to the 30th. I'm trying to make that part of my routine and stop by that refrigerator because I don't want to miss the next refrigerator cleaning date so I can get that lukewarm taiyaki put in there. I'm glad I'm talking about it now, but I didn't actually head over there, so I gotta work on that. But yeah, I checked on the tomatoes, which I can harvest tomorrow. I headed out around town, stopped by Club Escapade, listened to the music for a little bit. Nothing really stood out, though, but I made my way back to the dorm, where I found Fuka on the second floor, kind of in that same nook area where I'd read some manga with Junpei. And she invited me to do some reading as well. She had a sci-fi series that she picked up at a bookstore that she hadn't read yet, or she started reading when she came to the dorm here, I suppose. And she said she was really enjoying it and asked me if I wanted to read it as well. That sounded like a lot of fun, a good genre. It came well recommended, so that was nice. And even better than that, it also helped me with my academics a little bit. So it was just that perfect evening of getting to spend some time with Fuka, reading, gaining some academic progress. Something nice and casual and comfortable. And to get to see a different side of Fuka as well, to know that she has an interest in stuff like sci-fi, and she appreciates a good book. She's mentioned that she reads manga as well, so she seems like the kind that likes to read, and I'm glad that she invited me to join in that hobby with her. And she'd mentioned how much time flew by today and how much progress she made in the book, and thought that it was kind of nice to be able to read with someone else. She'd said that reading always seemed like a solo activity to her, but she had a lot of fun reading with someone else tonight. And so I was super encouraged to hear that she wants to do that again sometime. And I would love the same thing. That was such a fun evening tonight that I'd look forward to it again as well. So next time she's available, I'll try to keep an eye out and hopefully we can continue that series. And so from there, we both headed back to our rooms, end of the day, and just to head back and get rested up for Friday. Kind of wild to think it's Friday tomorrow, but it's been a good week, so hopefully Friday can continue that progress. So with that, that is the end of Thursday the 25th. It was a good day full of accomplishments, and it's just continuing a really good week. And I want to thank you so much for being here for the journey today. I appreciate that so very much. My name is Tom Shima. I stream this Persona A Day series live every day at 12:30 Eastern Time. I've got that schedule up on Twitch to convert into your own local time if that's easier, but I would love to have you if your time works out that way. I also know that everybody's busy, so it doesn't always work to watch everything live, but I take each day's playthrough and I upload it to my YouTube channel. I've got a playlist there of everything from day 1 all the way to today. So if you want to catch up on the current day or previous day, everything's available there to watch at whatever pace works best for your schedule. And I just hope that everyone has the best Thursday we can. That weekend is getting closer now. Hopefully we're making all the progress we need to make. And we're hopefully working some fun in there as well. It's good to accomplish things, but there's also you need to take some time for yourself to enjoy. So hopefully you're able to do that here and there as well. But again, I've been Tom Shima. Thank you so much for joining me today. And I hope you can join me again sometime in the future. Thank you and goodbye.